Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to the Betting Talk, and this is the second video I'm doing in a row. This is the last video I'm doing right before I leave for vacation. I'm about to sleep for a couple hours. We're just going to talk about what's coming up next week that I'm going to be missing. It's going to be, we're talking about Thursday night, oh Jesus, Thursday night football, excuse me. We're going to be talking about Sunday night football. We're going to be talking about the UFC card, UFC 310. We're going to be talking about a little bit of, not NBA actually, I forgot about that. There is no NBA. We have Christmas break. Anyway. Let's just get right into it. You're going to hear a little bit of background noise. It's like 30 degrees Celsius in my apartment. I'm not dealing with it right now. Anyway, we're going to move on to the Thursday game. Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions. We're taking the Detroit Lions. They're looking like one of the best teams inside the NFL right now. Josh Allen is on track to become... not Josh Allen. Fuck, what's his name? Obviously, this tells you how much I know. Jared Goff, excuse me. I was going to say Goff, too. I don't know why I backtracked. Jared Goff's on track to have one of his better seasons. Lot of availability inside the wide receiver range, and it's just gonna be too much for a Packers defense, which can't really stop the short pass and the medium pass. They're kind of having a tough time against the better teams. It's something to knock on Green Bay. I mean, they're playing pretty well. They've had a tough schedule coming up. They just lost to the Dolphins because Tua's back and in working fucking fashion. They were able to beat up the Texans, the Cardinals, the Jags. They're on a nice little stint. It's just they lost to the Lions, almost lost to the Bears. I mean, Caleb Williams is having a tough fucking start. They beat the shit out of the 49ers that aren't really having too good of a season. And then they lose to they beat the Dolphins, excuse me. Jesus, I thought they lost to the Dolphins. Wow. Right, that's the game I lost money on. I forgot about that. That was for $700. Dolphins aren't really good right now. Tua is back in working order. He's just not really playing that well. The Lions obviously have way better of an arsenal than any of those teams. They've been absolutely fucking mopping the floor with most of these teams. And they've already played the Packers. So you're going to just see it happen again. Same exact shit. -4.5. I would take it for Detroit. We're going to move on. Carolina Panthers and the Eagles. I'm going to take the +13 cover. I don't think any NFL team has been able to cover more than a -11 whenever they're given that line. I don't think the fucking Eagles are going to be one to start that shit. No, it's just not happening. Jalen Hurts can bite me. He's not having that great of a season. If anything, it's kind of underwhelming. The Eagles are kind of playing like shit, and I'm not going to take anything with it. A -13 line on the Eagles is wild. -800 is crazy. We got the Steelers and the Browns. We're taking the Steelers. Steelers are just playing superior. Again, I don't know what's happening yet because I'm recording this on Saturday. Saturday at 11:55. I don't know what happened on Sunday yet. I have no idea. But if Pittsburgh's playing the same way, they should win this week coming up. They should win the next week because, I mean, Cleveland themselves, they're just breaking down. They don't have a good quarterback. And, well, I guess the kid that they have now is playing pretty decent. But, before, relying on Deshaun Watson is absolutely fucking horrific. Their defense is kind of like falling apart too, and Pittsburgh's going to be able to hold up and probably force just field goals, most likely. I think it's probably under 40.5. It's probably your best bet. I like the Steelers though. Steelers line is looking a little bit chalky, but -6 is all right, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't touch the spread, but you got the Jets and the Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins all day. Again, Aaron Rodgers can eat my ass. He fucking sucks. Never touching that line. I hate them to cover here because Tua's just going to be able to rip Tariq. I don't think Hill has anyone that's able to stop him here. I think he's going to get probably 150 yards and a couple touchdowns because I don't know. I don't really think the Jets defense is that good. They're good in the short, but you have really, really fast guys on Miami, and you have who's their fucking running back there? Miami running back. You also have Raheem Mostert. Devon Achane. And Achane's really good. He's kind of a tank. It's just the Jets' center line is pretty decent. They don't really allow too many inside runs, so I'm gonna assume it's gonna be outside run and medium pass, long pass to Reek, and Dolphins get a victory. Again, I'm rooting for the Dolphins. I love the Dolphins, but fuck me, I want them to win so bad. Raiders and the Bucks. We're going with the Bucks. I mean, Aiden O'Connell butchering the fucking last snap of the game. I don't know if it's his fault. I think it's really the right guard's fault or right tackle, whatever it is. I think it's right guard. He tapped the center on the shoulder to initiate the fucking silent count, I guess, and they snapped the ball. Kind of rough. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield Again, best fourth quarter. If he's up 3, you're definitely getting a fucking touchdown at least in the fourth. So you'll be up 11, -8 to cover. Vegas kicks a field goal if they force it to try and get some time back on the clock. I don't know. I can see Bucks winning by just 8. If you get this line at 7.5, I would take it. Over under 45, probably over. Raiders can score, Bucks can score. It's just that KC game was a little bit rough to watch. That's all. I don't think the Raiders are that bad. They're 2-10. They are shit, but like they have talent. I just don't know what's happening with that team, man. They're falling apart. Saints and Giants. I really want to skip this. I don't even want to pick. Saints are falling apart. I need to see what happens this week. If the Saints win this week, which I don't think they will, but if the Saints win this week, you probably take the Saints this week. That's probably why the line's a little bit finicky. -4 is kind of weird. Giants to cover 4. I mean, it's good defense on the side of the Giants, but they got ripped apart last time against who? Fucking, not ripped apart, but Commanders. Commanders were able to cover. That's tough. That's a tough line. I don't know. It's just it's tough to pick because the Saints are just falling apart, man. Like every time I watch their games, it's just like you watch the first half of the season, the first 3 games, you're like, holy shit, the 49ers fucking offensive coordinator, like he's putting in work, like he's changing these guys for the better. Nope, didn't change shit. Nah, fuck. I guess take the Saints line if they win. Giants aren't playing super bad. Like seriously, they're not. But they don't have a quarterback right now. I think they're starting Drew Lock or Tommy DeVito. No, sorry, Drew Lock is the guy who got traded. Tommy DeVito is the backup string after fucking Drew got sent down to quarterback 4. Now he's in the Vikings territory, I believe. Yeah, I haven't seen much of him. I'm just gonna go with the Saints. Sorry, I spent too much time on that. Falcons and Vikings. Going with the Vikings. Sam Darnold's putting up work. I mean, again, if you have a fourth quarter scenario of Kirk Cousins running down the field, he's playing his old team. You're in Vikings territory, baby. You're not getting that fourth quarter stint. I think Vikings defense is gonna be able to hold off Kirk Cousins. I think, dude, you have guys who know everything about Kirk Cousins, how he plays on that Vikings sideline, the defensive coordinator. You know, you got to take that into account. Falcons don't know much shit. Jags and Titans, we're taking the Titans. I hate the Jags. They fucking suck this year. Titans are terrible too, but they were able to beat they were able to beat a good team. Who was the last team they were able to beat? Texans, bang. Because the Texans are fucking shit right now. I don't know what's happening with them. 2 interceptions. Joe Mixon and CJ Stroud can't even run the ball. It's crazy. Average 1.6 carry for fucking Mixon. That's terrible. Yeah, we're going with the Titans for sure. If they're able to stop the run defense like that, Jacksonville ain't going fucking nowhere. Seahawks and Cardinals, we're going to go Seahawks. As an underdog, it's kind of pathetic. Cardinals aren't playing that fucking crazy to be given an underdog. Or for the Seahawks to be given an underdog visiting, because they play better visiting, I'm pretty sure, than they do at home. I'm going to give it to the Seahawks. +2. I would not touch that. I'd just take the money line. +114 is not even that bad. Over, under 45.5, nah. It's not even that good. Bills and Rams. Bills to cover. Josh Allen's on his track to get MVP. Like, he's playing out of his mind. That whole team, some of the best running backs in the league. They're kind of stomping over the league right now. Bears and 49ers. We're going to go Bears to cover 6. 49ers are ass. We're going to go Chargers and Chiefs. We're going to go Chiefs to cover 4.5. They have some mystical being watching over them, giving them everything. And because I'm going to miss the Monday night game, Cowboys are taking on the Bengals. We're going to take the Cowboys at home. No, actually, we're not. We're going to take the Bengals at home. Or Bengals away. -6. Eat it up. I was going to take the Cowboys to cover, but it's kind of a tough line. We're going to move on to the UFC. It's more my stint here. Oh, where the fuck is it? I'm so exhausted. Jesus. Okay, Kennedy and Jessica taking on Lucas Bresky. If you can get under 1.5 in this fight, take it. Lucas Bresky looked terrible on the feet against Mick Parkins. I thought Lucas was going to win, too, as an underdog there. Got his ass whooped. Kennedy and Jessica shouldn't be no different. The way he looked at heavyweight against... fuck, who's that guy he just fought? He just knocked out Chris Barnett. But Chris Barnett hurt himself, so it wasn't really a real fucking fight. Kennedy looked a little bit healthier, though, at heavyweight. He looked a little bit bigger. The speed was there, too. He's a pretty fast heavyweight, so it'll be interesting to see how fast he knocks fucking Lucas's shit in. Clay Guida taking on Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper's probably going to submit Clay Guida. He just puts himself in bad positions way too often. Submission's probably running you at like minus 185. I would not touch it. If you can get under 1.5 rounds, maybe that's good. I would not touch it. Again, we're back to the old UFC gloves. Over-unders, I'd be hugging the under 2.5 in almost every single fight. A lot of people are getting knocked out recently. Michael Chiesa taking on Max Griffin. For betting, Michael Chiesa. He's only lost to really, really top-tier opposition. And Max Griffin's kind of shit. He just has really good cardio. He's really, really fucking beefy. He takes punishment like a beast, and it's really going to rely if Chiesa gets his grappling going, because if he gets his grappling going, I think Griffin's fucked. I think he's going to get wrestled fucked into the ground for 3 rounds and probably submitted with a arm triangle or a darce. But if Max can keep it on the feet and stop the takedowns, Michael is going to be in for a bit of a problem, because you're going to be dealing with a guy who's gassing out from shooting too many takedowns, and Max is probably just going to beat him up on the feet. But I would hug the side of Michael Chiesa, especially at a plus 120 early in the week. I mean, you might as well just chalk some money on it. Joshua Van taking on Cody Durden. Cody Durden got clipped by Bruno Silva leading into that second round after kind of mauling him for 2 rounds. Kind of showed that he stalks a little bit too much, and Joshua Van's really slick in the boxing. He moves out of the way really, really fucking well, and you're dealing with a guy that has really big power for the weight class, and Cody Durden's already been knocked out before. Again, Bruno Silva with that right hand, I'm pretty sure it was against the cage. After winning 2 rounds, like, it doesn't matter. If you get knocked out, you get knocked out. Joshua Van's in the same column. He also got beat up by Charles Johnson, 6 months ago, I believe, and then 4 months ago he fought again. It's just you're not giving yourself enough time, and it's going to be, it's tough to pick, but I'm going to pick Joshua Van. I just think he's going to be able to clip Durden, or at least just take it to a 3-round victory. Joshua Van's really impressive prospect. It's just, I think he's fighting too much. I just want to see him take a little bit of a break. Chris Weidman against Eric Anders. After that eye poke, we're never picking Chris Weidman again. Eric Anders as an underdog. Or he was an underdog. He's minus 120 now. I bet you that'll switch, though. A lot of money's going on Chris Weidman right now because they just love the fucking All-American. It's just, he's fucked up with the knee injury. You got to take that into account. He's just having a tough time with it. And if you're betting that, you got to take into account he's literally snapped his shin in half against fucking Uriah Hall. So, I mean, it doesn't matter how long you heal that. You still snapped your leg in half. That is there's definitely permanent pain there. And there's definitely a permanent limp or a permanent something there. That doesn't just heal perfectly. It rarely does. And Chris Weidman at fucking 40? No. Randy Brown taking on Brian Battle. Brian Battle, unfortunately, I think is going to overwhelm Randy Brown. I really love Randy Brown. I think he's one of the best boxers inside welterweight. I'm pretty sure that's where he's at, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. It's just Brian Battle, dude. The way he knocked out Kevin Jose. What are you gonna say? You can't say anything. Like that was super impressive. He walked him down. He beat the shit out of him in his own game and knocked him out. I don't think he's ever been knocked out. Really fucking impressive, and a really good win. And now you have a guy who's on a hype train. I gotta stick with the hype train, because you can't bet against it, especially when it's this low of odds. Minus 190 for a hype train. Hamzat's fucking like minus 850 every time he fights. Bo Nichols minus like 1300 every time he fights. You gotta hug it while it's fucking low like this. Evloev taking on Sterling. We're betting Sterling all day. Evloev's never fought a guy like this. Never fought a guy with grappling like this. And he's been taking the split decisions by guys who are fucking worse than him before. And he's been out-grappled a couple of times where he's been forced to stand up. Aljamain Sterling's not going to do that. He's going to keep him on the ground. We're going to see how the Funk Master's able to deal with that constant pressure of Evloev and the fact that he always seems to be moving. It's just, even in the stand-up, Sterling's powerful. You're dealing with a guy who can grapple and can fucking beat the shit out of you. So after that Calvin Kattar fight, we're going with Aljamain Sterling, especially as a big underdog here. I'd stack some money on it. Themba Gorimbo taking on Vicente Luque. After the brain bleed, Vicente Luque looks not even close to the same as what he looked like before. We're taking Themba Gorimbo to knock him out. Probably going to be like a plus 180 or something. It's probably the most favored line, so I'd probably take over 1.5 if you can get it at a good price. But again, Vicente Luque kind of folded early against what's-his-face, Joaquin Buckley. It's just, do you believe that Themba Gorimbo is going to knock him out early, or do you think a little bit later on when Vicente Luque is a little bit more tired? Again, 3-round fight. Could easily go to a fucking decision. And it's just, you know, we're throwing numbers out here. We're trying to make the line a little bit more juicy. But I do like the line for Magurimbo by itself. Dominic Reyes taking on Anthony Smith. I like Dominic Reyes probably by knockout. Smith has taken big punishment before, though, and been fine. Especially that Jones fight. That was a lot of punishment, and he was able to eat all of it. So you kind of have to hit him right on the button. And if Dominic Reyes can get him in the first round, probably not happening. The over-under I wouldn't take. Dominic Reyes -3.5 is probably what I would take. He's probably going to maul the shit out of Anthony Smith for a couple rounds. Doo-Ho Choi taking on Nate Landwehr. Nate Landwehr, again, insane, but he's been dropped before. And Doo-Ho Choi, the Korean Superboy's got a lot of power in those hands. If he clips Nate, he's going to let him back up, and he's going to knock him out. He's not going to follow him to the ground and pound. I think Choi, honestly, Choi's like really improved. He looked really fucking slick against Bill Algeo. Really slick. He looked really powerful. He looked like he brought all that shit back from 2016, 2015. If that's what he looks like now, Nate Landwehr's in for a fucking tough night. We have Bryce Mitchell, Kron Gracie. Bryce Mitchell to probably take the distance. I don't think he's submitting Kron Gracie. I don't think Kron Gracie's doing shit. Stand-up looks like a baby. The only thing he has is his grappling. I mean, we can see that from his last name, but, you know, we're not betting him. Cyril Gane, Alexander Volkov. We're taking Volkov, bigger guy. Going to be throwing his jab down. Gane has no wrestling. Volkov has wrestling. Probably going to submit Cyril Gane, to be completely honest. -305 is a little bit ridiculous for a guy who has no wrestling. We saw it. Jones tapped him in fucking 30 seconds. It was actually like a minute and a half or whatever, but still, it was pathetic. Shavkat Rakhmonov taking on Ian Gary. We're taking the side of Shavkat by finish. I mean, again, he's going to be a fucking -200 or 300 to win by finish. But if you can get submission, it's probably what you're looking at here. I don't think Gary's going out cold. I think he's probably going to get dropped and then just choked out. And then you have Pantoja taking on Kai Asakura. You're taking the side of Pantoja. I don't know. Like, Asakura doesn't have enough fame or grit or like good opponents on his record to fucking give me any indication that he's gonna win. He's a younger brother of the the Asakuras. Let's see. Right? Yeah. This fucking dude. Wasn't this dude crazy? Yeah, he got knocked out a lot. Excuse me, Jesus. Right, this is the guy fucking Floyd fought and got knocked out. Yeah. I do remember this. And then he fought Yaman and got knocked out in like 10 seconds. That's kind of hilarious. I didn't know that he... Wow. Okay. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Sorry, I shouldn't have been distracted like that. But Pantoja is just going to... should mop the floor with Asakura. The grappling's going to be too much. I think he's going to get submitted in 2 rounds. Round 2, submission. Probably going to be like plus 800. Take it if you can. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys all enjoy your week. I will see you guys when I come back on Sunday the 9th. That's all I got for you guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace.